All right, today I'm going to show you the easy way to mix up your own e-juices. I get asked a lot how I mix up mine. We get everything from myfreedomsmokes.com, which the link will be posted at the bottom for ordering. Now, when you order your stuff for making your own e-juices, it's really important to get the flavoring, not the pre-mixed juices, but the flavoring. And this one, I believe, is a TFA. On their website, they have a section just for this. Now, I'm going to make the blend that I make all the time today for you. It is going to be this RY4 mixture along with menthol. So it basically will taste pretty much like either a Marlboro menthol or a Pall Mall menthol, pretty much any tobacco menthol blend. I would definitely recommend the RY4. It is the best tobacco flavoring anybody has ever come out with for mixing up your own. Now, you don't have to get a bottle this big. They do come in smaller bottles if you just want to try things out, see how it goes for you. And this is about the size bottle that they would come in. They come in these nice bags. I would keep them in the bags for storage, just for a little extra safety when it comes to your flavorings, and definitely when it comes to your nicotine. Now, they also sell flavorings in sizes this big, which we go through a lot of menthol, my husband and I, so we get the big one of the menthol. All right, the next thing you will need is propylene glycol. Propylene glycol is used to carry the flavor. Now, you can mix up your own blends, and I typically do a blend of 50-50. I don't really measure all that great, and I will tell you why in a moment. Now, the great thing with these is you have to order these separately, these little dropper bottles, but they make it great for easy mixture. And they're really cost effective too. I think they're what, like 50 cents? Next thing is vegetable glycerin. Great for that thick vapor. So if you don't want to use the propylene glycol, if you have a mixture already in your nicotine, you don't even have to use the propylene glycol. Again, these tips are great. The next thing you'll want to get is bottles to mix up your stuff. They come with these 30 milliliter bottles, which are glass. The glass is tinted so it doesn't ruin your juices that you make. They also have a smaller bottle, which, let me go get one real quick. Okay, there we go. One of these bottles, which is great for carrying your stuff. I typically use one of these in my carrying case. Just this itty bitty one with some extra tanks already pre-filled in a glasses case, an eyeglass case from the dollar store. They work perfect for that size of a carrier. Great to fit in a purse or in your pocket. So we typically mix them up in this big one first and then just keep refilling this little one. The only thing I will say about this little bottle is when it comes in, the drip top is so thin that it barely drips out. So you'll want to probably snip off the top for easier filling up. Oh yeah, here we go. The glasses case, dollar store glass case. This just, I put a paper towel in there in case there's any dripping or anything, and this just works fantastic for on the go. The next thing you'll need is your nicotine, if you like nicotine. Now, I always go with the 24 milligrams because you can't mess that up. Most of the high nicotine levels come in a 24 milligram. Now, I prefer about half of this, so that's how I'm going to mix up this flavoring. We typically get the 50-50 blend, so it's already mixed up for you. So even if you wanted to, you could just get this if you like the high nicotine, put in your flavoring, and just add this to the bottle. You're set to go. Now, you do have to shake this bottle very well before use. So I've already shaken this up, so let's get started. I am using an old bottle because I've already done my mixtures for the month. I just do a ton of these bottles up, so I'm good to go. But just to show you, this is another 30 milliliter bottle. Now, the RY4 mixture I like to do is 67 drops of the RY4 and 32 or 3 milliliters. You can also use just the dropper off of this, and this is a 1 milliliter dropper. So I'm going to do 67 drops of this. Whoop. Whoop. That's about 67. Yeah, I had a couple of squirts in there, but you know what? It's really not gonna matter too much. I'm gonna add 3 of these, full ones, if I can manage that. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna add a little bit more because this wasn't going all the way up. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more to make up for that. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna put propylene glycol in this because I just really, really want a lot of vapor. So what I'm gonna do is I just kind of eyeball it where it's at. And since I want about half, I fill it halfway up with, I gotta move it so I can see it, halfway up the rest of the way with vegetable glycerin. All right, see? Squeezer bottle comes in really big handy. See, we're about halfway right now. Then I take up my freshly shaken up nicotine. Now, if you get this on your skin, it's not a real super big deal. That's why I don't go any higher than the 24 milligrams. Anything higher than that, if you get it on your skin, wash immediately, and even then you're still gonna be running on a buzz. So for everybody in the family and for myself included, it is just safer to do it this way. And then I just fill it the rest of the way up. Now I may spill this a couple of times just because, well, I don't have a pipette that can reach down that far into this huge bottle. There we go. Didn't do too shabby that time. I wipe off the rest of this bottle and shake it up. And that is your easy way of making your own homemade flavor. Now, one thing I will say is with every flavoring, you can mix and match your own flavors or whatnot, but really the best way to get out of any flavor, like this cappuccino one, I've tried many, many different flavors, and they all require about 100 drops per 30 milliliter bottle to get the best flavor. So if you want to mix up your own blends, or a lot of times what we do, because the menthol is so strong that it may, if you want to add menthol to other flavors as well to make like strawberry or raspberry ice, I would mix up your menthol separately if it tends to take over your lighter flavor. So what we would do is we have one of these RY4 mixtures, and this is actually a menthol only mixture that I have already done up. And then I'll mix them up in this little bottle so that it doesn't take over the flavorings. For some reason, it tends to happen that way if you like a lot of menthol in items. But yeah, 100 drops per 30 milliliter bottle. And that's the quick way of how to mix it up. Thanks.